Alrighty, welcome to the first game of the last set of the day. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be said. We have AAAOE-A versus Korea La Buena. In the odd color. This is a match that was played in the first week of the tournament. So this was the first game that both these teams played. So they were a bit inexperienced still in the tournament settings and the maps, of course. So expect that maybe some teams that the teams might not be as experienced on all of these maps as they are now. Now that we're 6 weeks later. In any case, I went back to cast this team. Because I still hadn't cast Korea La Buena. I'm trying to get to all the teams as good as I can. So here we are. This is a Category A matchup. So that means the highest level of play. And I'm really excited for this. So let's go. Let's introduce the players. In the red, we have Carlos Esbalado playing as the Ethiopians. Good stuff. In the yellow, we have Iskov playing as the Magyars. In the purple, we have Tronquito playing as the Franks. In the orange, we have Manuel Antonio playing as the Vietnamese, like that as well. And look, he is Vietnamese, all right. Look at that. Happily signaling the TCs of his opponents because, of course, Vietnamese players get to see where those are. On the other side, we have Enfig playing as the Vikings in the blue. In the green, we have Archer playing as the Lithuanians. Then in the teal, we have the Supreme Commander himself, Kim Jong-un, playing as the Slavs. And last, we have, not as the Koreans. Okay, someone has to pick Koreans in this team sometime. Like, I will be mad and upset if they don't pick Koreans. Anyways, we have Kruger here, playing as the Saracens in the gray. But I mean it. Someone better pick Koreans. Like, you cannot name yourself after a whole civilization and then not pick that civ. As this villager was blocking, that Vil almost lamed this Vil from our own team. Oh, deal. So close. Oh my god. That one villager almost lamed one of her colleagues, man. That traitor. I don't think we can trust her. I think she's up to something. Yeah. I'm telling you, if any of these villagers get converted or something like that, I bet it's her. I don't think she needs a lot of persuasion. It will just be an instant conversion. And like, yeah, of course I'm going to join my other team. In any case, joking aside here, it's Patagonia. It's basically Arabia, so there's not a lot to talk about the map. It's straightforward. We all know what that looks like, how it plays. It's just very snowy. In any case, let's talk about the resources for the flanks here, of course, because that is where the aggression will come in first, in most cases, what I've seen. So, in the blue here, we have a forward gold, quite far out in the open. Orange sees that as well with his scout right now, so he will probably come back and check and to see if blue is actually going to take that gold, but I don't think blue will go for that gold. He might go for one of his back golds. There's one between the wood lines here. If you wall here and here, should be fine. There's another one out there, but it's quite in the open, close to the edge of the map. If you wall between the wood lines in front of it, should be good, as blue is pushing in a deer. Alright. On the other side, we have orange with a forward berries, forward gold as well, but I don't think he's going to go for that one. It's wide out in the open. He's got another forward gold on a hill. Ugh, that is a rough gold. That's not a gold for now. That's for later. I think he will just go out to his main gold, which is behind the berries. It's kind of to the back. If he walls in front, should be fine. You will be okay with that. Let me go. Here we go. Let's go to the other side. In the red here, we have a forward gold on the hill that we will not talk about. That's how bad it is. We have another forward gold at the bottom of a hill. Again, quite bad. That's a rough gold indeed. Like every gold. I mean, any gold can be bad depending on how you defend it, right? Like if you don't defend your gold at all, then it could be bad regardless of what you do. But a gold like this at the bottom of a hill at the front is just rough. It's just rough. So yeah, Red realized that as well. He's just gonna go to his back gold, which is his main gold right there. Totally fine. Then last here we have Gray. Man, Gray has an open front as well. Very open on the front. That gold, that main gold that is forward, is right in the middle of that, so that's not a safe gold whatsoever. The berries are kind of in that open valley as well. He has a back gold that's on a hill. Where is the other gold? Ay. outside of the walls, quite forward. So I guess he will just have to go for that main goal, but he'll have to either tower it or defend it with military, which of course the second one is preferable, but you don't always have the choice there for that. So we'll see. In any case, that will be the resources for the players. Let's have a look on the right here. I'm not seeing any men-at-arm shenanigans. I think all players realizing that you know, everyone at this level is going to be able to deal with men-at-arm rushes, you know, in most situations. So it's always more risky to go for something like that in team games. I think everyone's just going to go straight into archers, red scouting the berries here, instead of trying to go for some shenanigans there. So we'll just do that. Now, because all these civilizations are quite standard, you know, there's not a civilization that stands out here as being weird on Patagonia. I think all these civs have a good shot. The thing is, Ethiopians are stronger than Saracens because their archers they fire faster. So Ethiopian archers are just dangerous. Here, ooh, as Yellow is going to pick off a Berryville here. He made it to the feudalates fast, and of course, using that immediate power spike that you get with Magyars, the +1 on your scout cavalry. You get the attack upgrades for free. So yeah, you immediately get a power spike at the start and can immediately start picking off some units there. That's a nice pickup for him. I know it's only one vill. I know I hear people think it's just one villager, but again, one vill at the start of a game weighs more than a vill at the end. Especially an Indian vill. And look at that. Look at Gray. Look at that Tetris tower. I love it. That is an amazing tower. You know why? Because it cannot be attacked from like most of the sides here. So you can never really engage against it with melee units. If you put a palisade wall in front of this, they definitely can't fight it, which means that they counter both scouts and archers. And I know that Gray probably realizes this is a horrible gold. His gold situation is not very good. He probably realizes that. So he just, you know, he says, I'm Saracens. If I need stone, I'll just buy it. It's cheaper for me. You know, it's fine. I need to have control over the gold. That's more important. And I agree. If you know you're going to lose access to the gold, then being greedy and trying to preserve your stone is gonna, you know, it's gonna come back to haunt you. Because let's just say if you get pushed off a gold, yeah, you might have stone for town centers, but I don't think you're gonna get to drop those town centers anytime soon when you have an enemy army in your base. Yeah, so better safe than sorry, right? Well, I mean, Red hasn't really come forward yet with archers, but he will do so sooner rather than later. Teal's kind of just scouting around, seeing what are Yellow and Red up to, but yeah. Let's just stay away from these scouts, of course. They're a bit stronger here. On the other side, we have a bit more action here. We have some spearmen in here as well, so it's going to be awkward for Green to engage this. That's more scouts, though. Blue's going to pick up that spearman. Very good. And now Green can engage. I mean, he can engage without having to be afraid of that spearman. Yeah, so orange and purple backing up here. That makes sense. They are Frank Scouts, they have more HP, so Frank Scouts, of course, are scary in Feudal Age until you get Bloodlines. And in Castle Age, your Knights are equal to theirs. Once you get Bloodlines. Okay, Red and Yellow now pushing all the way back to Gray's base, not hitting that gold because of the tower. The tower protects most of the gold here, like they can't range it. So the fights will be around the berries. And Gray will prefer that, because at least, even though he's taking fights right now, he's still mining gold, he can still queue archers. Like, he's still queuing archers constantly. This is fine. This is fine. Scout engagement in front. Magyar Scout should win here. But looks like Gray got more hits in on the scouts. But yeah, now the scouts for Teal should go down quite fast here. It's 3v3 archers. 3v4, I mean. Easier reinforcement time for Gray, who has, again, been queuing archers all this time. Right? So again, this is fine. Imagine if he hadn't gotten this tower, right? Red would have come here. Gray would have had to abandon his gold. And in the meantime, he can't queue more archers right now. Right? The other thing that concerns me is he's not making any villagers right now. Which is probably because he doesn't have any farming economy going right now. But Red actually picking off a lot of the archers here for Gray. And Gray deletes a palisade wall. I guess he wanted to save the archers, or maybe let these archers out easier. I don't know what the plan was. Loses a villager on the berries, though. Yeah, good stuff from Red here. We should probably look at the other side as well, because it looks like they had some skirmishes going on. Both players controlling a hill as well. You know, orange and purple, even though they're outnumbered, they are keeping these armies at the bases for blue and green. So this is good. But now, orange is going to have to run back to his own base here. Purple is kind of splitting up, which means that if orange isn't careful, he can get pounced upon. Green also kind of chasing away his scout cavalry there. So both archer players kind of out in the open by now. Looks like the purple is closer by. So if purple gets in the fray here. Okay, but green bringing his scout back. Very good. Like, purple can't kill this army, but he can be a meat shield. And orange is running out of space to fall back to. So he might have to make a hole in the wall here in a sec. If he wants to run away. Because there's no way to get out here. They're actually going to get to escape here. Very interesting. Well, now it's blue and green that are trapped, but I don't know if blue and green are scared of that. Green actually got armor on his scouts as well. His scouts should own here. Should own here, definitely. Yeah, green got armor. Look at the scouts go down for purple. They might be Frank scouts. They might have a bit more HP here, but they die. They still die to the archer fire here. So this fight much better for blue and green here. On the other side, yellow and red still trying to break into gray's base. But again, gray's been making archers all this time. Look how happy he is. I also like that the door for this tower is on this side, so villager could actually realistically get in here, right? It's really nice. Instead of it being on the other side, because then it just makes no sense, right? I mean, it still makes little sense, but still, you know, it's just the little things that matter. Like orange wants to drop a building, a gate here. There you go. He'll be happy for now. He'll be happy for now that he didn't take any excessive damage here whatsoever. And, oh, teal probably did not see this coming whatsoever. Has forced to drop a tower on his gold, which is not the plan, I can tell you that. And now gray is forced to come over here to reinforce his pocket, was being pressured right now. Both gray and red not up to castellates yet, though. Red is closer than gray. That might be an issue later on. As yellow is already in the castle, it's already spamming some knights right now. Teal is about to get there. Let's see if the Slav economy can kick in. My words, man. My words. Yeah, yellow's going to lose his scouts now, but he won't care about that. And red is just running around here. He realizes this army is dead, but if he can find a few villagers here and there, and he does find the Ville, look at that. He will be happy with that. Very nice pickup. He realized this army is dead, but if I can get more villagers, then it has value, and that's good. Any Ville that can go down to these archers is a Ville that Teal should not have lost, but... Yeah, gray is hot on his tails. She will go down. Red will get her. There you go. A knight now, yeah, so this army is finito. He's trying to get as much value from it as possible, but there it is in that army. We have ourselves an even game here. Even game. Maybe a slight lead here for triple AoE. I'd say overall. But I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain if I were Corella Buena. Like, they're okay. They're okay. Now, red and yellow are controlling a very important hill. This hill is the key to red's base, so if they hold this hill, it's good. There's not one of those hills in front of gray's base. He's probably very happy about that, because imagine a hill right there. That'd be horrible. On the other side, let's see what's going on. Oh, blue and green breaking their way into orange's base, and orange does not have... okay, there's plenty of crossbows. Never mind. It's gonna drop a university, which tells me I'm not gonna boom. I'm gonna go for ballistics first, which makes sense. You know, you wanna have the best possible crossbows, especially when you're up against the Vikings, who are going to have an economy lead over you. Like, Vikings at this time have had wheelbarrow all through feudal age and have handcart. So their economy is so much better than yours. We'll get up to Imperial age faster than the Vietnamese player, probably. Now, purple can't join up with orange right now, so he's taking some shots there. Can't really do anything about it. The ballistics will be in soon enough for orange if he researches that. It's an expensive upgrade for sure, so it takes a while to learn the ballistics of arrows. Gotta study long in that university. Gray dropping on the archery range. I like that. You know, you gotta get your production up, especially when you're up against Ethiopians, who will shoot you or outgun you, I guess. And Gray trying to wall this out, but that house will does not have a lot of HP. The Knights will get in here, so Gray will have to defend from behind there. Get some shots. Very nice. Yeah, forcing yellow away from the walls, forcing red to try to take engagement here. So very nice hill here that green and blue are controlling. Like, it's a really nice hill. I do think that green should send more reinforcements though, because purple is slowly building its numbers. They are +2 Frankish Knights, +2 for the Lithuanian player as well. I'm not sure if he's thinking about gathering relics. Yes, he is. Look at that. He is thinking about gathering relics. I don't know how many, if he already has a monk out to try to go here. But yeah, purple taking the fight. Green does not have a lot of knights over here right now. Purple does get a nice surround in. You know, knights engaging knights, but blue losing a lot of crossbows to the knights already. They are +2. Looks like green will kind of win the initial fight, but now that the crossbows from orange are in play, suddenly not a really good position to be in at all. And blue now has to scramble to get away here. And he probably realizes that he's kind of screwed right now. There's too many knights, many crossbows have gone down, and there's a really nice clear up there for orange and purple. This is what they needed. Just what I needed. Now blue's trying, right? He's trying to micro back and forth, trying to get as many knights. Maybe he can pick up this weak one, but yeah. That was a disaster for blue and green there. And I think it all stems back to green not producing enough knights to compete there. Maybe investing into a monastery too early instead of making a few more farms, right? Make a few more farms, get more knights out. In any case, look at the knights dance at the front here. The tower is helping with some extra arrow fire, but yeah, Teal's knights are disappearing fast here. Even though the Magyar player has worse armor, it's just because red has Ethiopian archers and there's more of them as well. And now red is thinking about pushing past here. The knights will go down for the Magyar player because, again, not a lot of armor in. The tower is going to help here shooting at these crossbows, so red is going to take some losses there. Ethiopian archers are so scary, though. I don't know if red should run in here, though. If he should take that risk. Is sniping a lot of knights here. That's nice for him. These knights are expensive. I think it's okay for now. Okay for now. And now the tower isn't that safe anymore because he kind of mined away the gold that was protecting it from the side. Red does lose a lot of units here, but in a straight up fight, Ethiopians should always beat Saracen archers. So red realizes, okay, I lost a lot of numbers, let's get out of here because I can't one-shot knights anymore. Let's just go. And red coming forward with some buildings here, might drop a siege workshop maybe, forward archer range or something like that. At the same time, purple and orange, after their smashing victory on the hill, are now looking to maybe pressure blue and green. You know, orange is over here, you know, sniping some villagers, just out of range of the town center, keeping this woodline occupado as well. And again, green, not the same number of knights here, so purple will want to take this fight as well. Although I do think that orange should bring in his crossbows to help here. Like, there's no reason not to be here. Yeah, especially when blue brings in his crossbows, you know, like, and purple should lose this fight now. In the end. I mean, he wins, but lots of these knights are weak. Ooh, and orange is like, noping out of there. Yeah, okay, make sure that your crossbows don't get stuck here, because Mangonel shot and this game changes once more. Well, they're still holding. They're still holding with Gray, but Gray did take some damage there. His economy is not very good. He's only on one town center, which, you know, he's far behind Red, who is booming on multiple TCs here. Red already at 68 villagers. Gray is at 40. You know, that tells you a lot. So it's not. This is not the side that they're going to be pushing on. Kim Jong-un will not be able to lead his men to the edge of the world on this side. Now, Korea La Buena will have to be successful on the other side. It's up to blue and green here to get a push going. Somehow, but they still have a giant archer army in the back of its base. Vietnamese archers with more HP, so they have more overall HP. As you can see, 7 more HP. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, not really, right? I guess they maybe almost survived one more hit by a knight, but that's about it. Yeah, green finally got his knight production up, has a lot of knights right here. Purple and orange can't easily run away from this as well. So, as the Lithuanian monk goes down. I should also tell you that the Lithuanian player has been gathering some relics, but it looks like the Lithuanian player, he probably wanted to get that one. That's probably the relic he was after. If he gets that, he will get turn +3 on his knights, which of course his knights get better every time you get relics here. Nora's doing a good job trying to micro back here. He's gonna sit. Oh, sit in the corner. Sit in his little hole. No, orange. Hole. The hole. I mean, I know blue is here, but still. I mean, I guess that's true as well. Like, if he sits in a hole, blue can still kill him. So, he's trying to get as much value. I think at this point, though, you should snipe the archers. Snipe the archers from the, you know, because you're not going to kill knights here at this point anymore. Snipe the archers, try to get as much value from that. Thin out the numbers for blue, because... As we had a little lag there. Because purple will be able to fight the knights, right? He will be able to engage the knights here. He won't be able to engage the crossbows, but easier. And look at that. Blue was distracted in the back, so was green. And now a forward castle has gone up. A cheap Frankish castle, too. Look at that. It's gone up on the front of your base. And, of course, I don't think blue will be very happy with that. Especially because they're supposed to push on that side. They're supposed to push on that side because red and yellow are way ahead of gray and teal here. Blue and green are supposed to push past this, but the Frank player is just going to farm right under this castle, right outside of the gates for blue. And blue might just lose the front of his base now, having lost control of this hill. You know, orange is just mining this forward gold. You know, he's in a perfect position there. And orange going to go up to the Imperial Age. Red probably thinking about it soon as well. Yep. And then yellow has clicked up as well. And I think purple is also getting pretty close here. Blue is going up to imp as well. So at least with imp, he can maybe drop a castle, get some traps out, and maybe trap this back. But yeah, it says enough when, you know, the red player here gets up to imp. I mean, the orange player gets up to imp before the Viking player does, right? Also only on 60 vil, so that doesn't help either. Okay, ooh, interesting. So teal and gray looking to do some damage here. They actually moved out of their bases there. Red and yellow, which is kind of passively sitting on this hill, and they're paying the price for that now. Red taking some losses there. A lot of villagers going down on that gold. So that's good from gray and teal there to find that. They're going to try to break into the base here. But yeah, yellow and red, they're hunting. They are on the hunt. And red... I mean, red is getting finally getting Thumbring now, so these Ethiopian archers are about to get way more scary, and yellow is about to hit imp. And look at that queue from yellow, man. Magyar player, 6 stables. That's crazy. Great economy as well. Teal and gray. No, they can't. They're not up to imp yet. Neither of them. They can't. If they lose this army, it's very game over on this side. Trying to run away, but the longer they wait, the worse it gets for them, because now the Ethiopian player has Thumbring on his crossbows, and yellow is going to hit imp in a sec. And the moment they see that, I think they're going to fight. They're going to back up to this hill, and they're going to fight. Yeah, they're just engaging a little bit. They're going to fight on this hill. There you go. But now it's Imperial Age for yellow. Yellow's just going to be like, okay. Yellow still didn't have his second armor upgrade. I saw he didn't get that earlier, but I thought he had it by now. But oh boy, imagine if they had fought. If they had fought, I think they could have cleared this, because the armor upgrade really matters when you're fighting Castle Age crossbows. Could be really good. Still a risk though. It's a risk. Yeah, purple going up to imp now. Orange is up to the imp. Blue and green can't push this. Green is up to Imperial Age. It has clicked up, I mean. Blue is up. Gets Arbalest now. But you're not pushing with Vikings, and that's the thing. Vikings are most dangerous early imp. If you're not pushing early imp, you are in trouble. As well, we're about to get a fight over here, but the final armor upgrade is going to come in for yellow anytime now. Cavalier upgrade is half completed, so teal is going to take the fight. Gray is on a hill as well, but the crossbows from the Ethiopian player are behind here. Teal's numbers are fast going down. Yellow is clearing this even before his upgrades, before Cavalier comes in, and now Cavalier does come in, and it's going to get even worse from here, because that was an expensive army for the Korean dictator here. Yeah, yellow's not even gonna bother. He's not gonna bother with this. He's like, nah, you kill it. You kill it. Looks like Gray's units weren't really engaging against the crossbows. So yeah, Gray losing his mass as well, and that is a tough blow for them on the other side. The only hope they have now is blue and green, but blue and green are being pushed back by castles, by Imperial Age military. I think we're getting close to a GG call here. When you're being pushed back on both sides, that's when you need to reflect on that and be like, nah, okay, this is not going to work out for us. Let's go to our home map and see if we can turn it around there. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to call it until green gets his upgrades. He's going to get his upgrades now. He's going to try to get as many knights out as he can. The thing is, blue's base is dying so fast to this that even if they take a good fight now, they're still not in a position to push. They're still not in a position to push. You know, Teal and Gray are up to Imp. Wow, okay, they're up to Imp here. But yeah, Magyars, of course, way better than Slavs. They're going to get Paladin now. Paladin will wreck everything. Paladin for the Frank player as well. The Frank Paladin, the most scary Paladins in the game. Because they are just that good. The Lithuanian Paladins are only scary when you get 4 relics plus all your upgrades. And green is not there just yet. He also lacks a few relics. He's actually, because they took away Blast Furnace, because of course they did, now the Lithuanian Paladin is worse, right? Is worse until you get at least 2 relics, which I think green just did. So at least he has that. So at least he has normal, fully upgraded Paladins, maybe. I don't think he's going to get the Paladin upgrade, though. I don't think so. That's too expensive. Okay, never mind. I said nothing. He is getting Paladin, actually. So... well, he's going to get Lithuanian Paladin, but again, they're worse than Frank Paladin. They lack the HP. That's the worst part. You're not even, like, even if you get two more attack now, Frank Paladin, again, much more on the level of Lithuanian Paladin here. And it looks like green is thinking about taking the fight there, but yeah, purple is about to get the Paladin upgrade in. Oh, this is going to be a huge fight over here. We have to look at this. We can't look away from this now. This is going to be a giant fight. Green thinking about taking the fight here. He wants to engage against the Arbalest. But Paladin coming in right now for purple in about, well, right now, 10 seconds. So for now, Lithuanian player, you know, it's still equal. It's still equal. Paladin, purple is waiting for it. Paladin. And poof, Paladin. And now... it's Frank Paladin, 192 HP, the best Paladins in the game, I would say. Beyond Teuton with the extra armor, beyond Lithuanians with the extra attack. But we have a bit of lag here. I mean, this is lag that the players were experiencing. This is not me. This is just lag that they had. Probably just lots of stuff going on. In the meantime, Paladin also coming in for yellow, breaking into Gray's base. Gray never gets the Arbalest here. Teal is fighting before most of his upgrades complete, but that Cavalier does come in, but the Paladin in front, and there should be no way that they win this over there. All the Cavalier for green have mostly gone down. He got a few through. I mean, they're Paladin now, but Lithuanians as well. He actually got another relic, so now they're a bit better here, so that's good. That's good. He never got this relic, so I don't know what other relics he got. But yeah, Teal's army has gone down. There's no way that Teal can hold this on his own now. Gray is defending a line with Arbalest, and they called it GG. They realized they have been bested here. And there we go. The first game will go to AAAOE-A. Very good stuff. And it was just, to me, there was no doubt about it. Like, once they had that position on, once Gray and Teal lost their army, once blue and green had castles in their face, were able to push past this. That was the win condition. They had to push on either side here, something, and they weren't able to do that, unfortunately. So this was inevitably going to happen because AAAOE had the better economy, as we can see in the statistics. Look at the vill counts here. Yeah, look at that. Only green had a great villager boom. The rest of the team, Teal was up there, but yeah, you see the rest of the team kind of lagging behind. Overall, just better for AAAOE. So the longer the game goes, the better the economy gets. It kicks in, and then your military count, boom. You know, overall, just better. And then the number might be similar, but the upgrades aren't. So, and that is reflected in the KD, as you can see. So yeah. But yeah, that was a sick game nevertheless. Sick fight at the end as well. That was awesome. Really like that. So yeah. Let me update the scoreboard. It is 1-0 now for AAAOE. The question is, we are going to go to Korea La Buena's home map. Can they pull it back? Or, you know, were they able to pull it back? Because this is quite a long time ago already. So let's see what that map will be. And it is Islandia. Oh, yeah. That could be fun. A lot of fun, actually. So let's go. Skip the game. There we go. Awesome stuff. There we go. So, welcome to Islandia. And yes, it's basically Nomad, but not really. Not really. And we will talk about that right now. Because, as you can see, players start without a town center, so we will just have to wait until they get their TCs up. Gives us some time to talk about this map. Now, normal Nomad, right? Lots of fish around the edge. That's what it's all about. You kind of dock, you try to win water, and the team that wins water usually wins the game, because that extra food is hard to counter that. Not this map. If you lose water, that doesn't mean you lose the game, because there's actually not that much fish around the edges. Most of the fish, it comes in the form of shore fish that you know, spawns naturally in all these little ponds, these heated ponds in the center of the map. Like, they're all over everywhere. There's even like some special places where they're on hills like this, you know, it's all good. So lots of food, lots of food. So you can of course already think about a few civilizations that would be great on this map. Think about it. Any civilization with a nomad bonus, so Persians, Malians, Spanish are good on this map. Any civilization with great economy, Mayans are good on this map as well. Any civilization that likes shorefish, like Indians, very great on this map as well. So, you know, this map, I like this map because people have some more unorthodox civ picks on this map. They go for wacky stuff. And that is what we like to see. So, without further ado, I mean, for the rest, it's just like Nomad. You look, resources are spread out, so, you know, blah. You have some boars here and there as well, but I think most people will focus on the shorefish, which is a reliable source of income. Oh yeah, Chinese are good on this map as well, I think. Even though, because they're kind of nerfed on normal Nomad because they don't have enough wood for a dock, but you get the extra vills and you immediately have food for your, you know, to get those villagers producing. So, yeah, pretty good. Anyways, let's introduce the teams here, shall we? Let's start with the team whose home map this is. In the blue, we have Enfig playing as the Mayans. Oh, good civ. Right next to him, we have Indians for Archer. Indian player will be very happy with this. I mean, look at that fill count. Look at that fish go down quite fast, super fast. In the teal, we have Kim Jong-un himself playing as the Malians. Again, no surprises there. In the gray, we have Kruger playing as the Persians, and I like that as well. The only civ that I kind of miss here is Vietnamese. Neither team picked this because we already had that last game. But Vietnamese would be solid on this map as well, because then you know where your opponents are. Which I think is just having that person on your team. I know Vietnamese aren't the strongest civ in the world, but that alone really gives you an edge. So yeah, that would be better, of course. Let's continue introducing the players. We'll just go from right to the left here. We have in the purple, Iskov playing as the Spanish, like that. We have Burmese for Tronquito playing in the orange. In the yellow, we have Corne playing as the Teutons. And then last but not least, we have Manuel Antonio playing as the Koreans. No! No! Are you kidding me? Bad, red, bad. Why are you taking Koreans away from the freaking team that is called Korea La Buena? That's an instant nerf. Like, you're taking Koreans away from Kim Jong-un. I'm pretty sure he's worse with other civilizations because of that. I mean, we're all joking, of course, but still. That's like, you know, that's like in Hidden Cup 3, Genghis Khan not picking Mongols on a Mongol map, you know? That was like... Oh yeah, it was Genghis Khan on Mongolia, and he did not pick Mongols, his opponent did. It was almost just insulting. That, it's like, if you're gonna call yourself that, you know, well, I mean, they were assigned the name, but you have to go for Mongols then. It's just outrage. In any case, one thing that is kind of peculiar to me is the fact that every player pretty much is docked. As you can see, teal's docked, green's docked, blue is docked, gray hasn't. docked. Yes, he has, right there. Red is docked, yellow is docked, orange is docked, and purple is docked. And this is what I mean. This is why... This is the first week. I think a lot of players hadn't figured out yet that the fish isn't really worth it on this map. Because again, look at this. Let's just take Gray as an example. Let's see how much fish he has around his dock. That's 1 fish, 2 fish. And look how far away that is. That is barely worth it. Right? That is barely worth it. I think instead of that, like, maybe 1 or 2 players can do that, especially if you have, like, cheaper fishing ships, or if you're Japanese or something like that. You have wood savings on other buildings. But for the rest, I would just send villagers out to the shore fish. It's a much faster way of gathering food. You know, like actually, like, normally, see, that's the thing too, right? Like, on normal Nomad, where do you put your TC? On a wood line. On this Nomad, where do you put your TC? Right between the shore fish. That's where you do that. So yeah, that's just a bit that teams weren't as experienced on these maps. You know, you have seen, as the weeks progressed, and I've seen this map be played more and more, you know, you see that teams figured out, okay, wait, the fish is not really worth the investment in. It's definitely not worth fighting over. It's just not enough fish, right? So they shifted to land aggression more, you know, sometimes you just ignored the fish altogether, you know, like... Again, you can go for some fish, but I definitely wouldn't make more than 4 fishing ships. Like, this is a lot of investment for, like... What? There's 1 deep fish, and then you have to go to this one. Or this one. You know, that's just... early game stuff, I guess. It might get you up to the castle age faster. And that's another thing. Lots of players go fast castle on this map. Now, I like that the teams have kind of positioned themselves close to one another. You can see green and red are kind of teaming up over here. Orange is... behind purple, so orange might actually get to have a sick boom here where he is safe from aggression. Teal and gray are right next to one another as well, which they will of course know about. Then we have green and blue kind of a bit further away here, but again, it's good to spread yourself out a little bit because you don't want to sit into a corner because then you don't have map control. So this is yeah, it's good. I like how players are scouting with sheep here. Like on Nomad already, I wouldn't eat my sheep, but on this map especially, with this much food available, no one should be scouting with sheep here. Like, no one should be scouting with... I mean, no one should be eating sheep. You should be scouting with your sheep. And that, like, right now, red found gray. You know it's not a gray's here, so you will be aware of that. Now, I'm curious to see how much players are going to invest in the water. Oh, we have... a gray double docked and he's fighting over water. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, there is still food here, right? There is still food around the edge, but it's so little food compared to what's in the middle. Like just click compare, right? One deep fish, what was it? 350 food. Each of these little ponds, 300 food per shore fish. That's 1,200 food right there. Right there. And I know you can say, like, yeah, but you can get fishing chips while you're making villagers, so you technically have more eco. But, you know, that also requires you to have a lot of vills on wood. Those vills could be getting shore fish and getting you up to castle age faster. You know, it's just Islandia things. Let's see how players are going to fare over here. Looks like Gray, for now, is the only one who's investing on water. So if that is the case, then Red will be in trouble here because he will have to invest as well to defend himself. And Red is not in feudal age yet, so he can't actually make a fire galley right now. And it's only 1 dock for him, so I don't know if he's going to. Or if he's just going to give up on the fish and just goes fast castle. Like, that's the plan for most players, I should imagine. And that makes sense, right? It makes sense with the civs that we have. Like Burmese, for example. I mean, obviously we're going to go for a Rambai here, right? Like, is there ever a doubt? And then with Spanish, obviously we're going to go for a castle. At least we are trying to go for a castle. But right now, oh, looks like he wanted to build a blacksmith right there, but that got denied. So he got delayed a little bit to the castle age. Only now clicked up. Some scouts here from the Indian player. Using that extra food that you know, the fast food you get from the shorefish to go for some scouts. I like that. You know, and purple is not going to make any military. And the thing is also, purple... not on stone. So stone, he can't actually get to Conquistador. So I guess it's going to be knights for purple then. Kind of isolated from the rest of his team. It's a precarious position to be in. Looks like yellow with Teutons is actually going to go to water. Look at the investment on water. Like on Nomad already, 3 docks is already at the limit of overinvestment. But on this map, I wouldn't invest in this much into water. Like, no. It's not worth it. It's not enough fish. Much better to use the short fish. Much better. I mean, for Gray, right? Your Persians, it's impossible to push you off of water anyways. If you make your opponents overinvest into water, right, then you're fine. You still got the fish. You still killed a lot of fishing ships here. Yeah, like Red lost a lot of his fishing ships right now. So, you know, again, this is still fine for Gray. So, I wouldn't say it's bad or anything. Scouts running all around. Somalian scouts have now joined the fray here, led by their leader, King Jong-un. But yeah, Orange is going to try to get this walled up. Still 2 tiles, though. Orange better see this. Oh, this is going to be close. No! They get through. Literally 1 second. 1 more second, and that hole would have been patched. And now Orange has scouts in the back of his base. I mean, he's still open in the front, but, you know, that's where the spearmen were. But now in the back of your base, you know, the idea was to get this walled. And now it's not walled. And, oh, that's really funny. Look at that. Okay, this is the most useful fishing, most useful fishing operation in this map. Like that, because this is really thin. This is navigable, so these ships can actually pass through here, and they can actually get all the fish there. So that's okay. These fishing ships have paid off big time. They're still getting killed by scouts though. 3 fishing ships already gone down. Yeah, 3 gone down. And now the scouts for Teal go down. So yeah, Teal will be happy with that. Gray and yellow fighting on water here. Yeah, I don't think any of the other teams, the other players are going to invest into water. I think it's just going to be Persians versus Teutons, which Teutons should lose to the Persians, because the Persians can't be kicked off of water in feudal. The other thing is that yellow is now investing a lot of resources into water, but he doesn't have a lot of fishing ships working. So look at his food count. He doesn't have the food to go gaslights yet, and Gray is clicked up. So, yellow, trying to defend water, lost his fishing ships while doing so, right? Now he's trying to defend 2 fishing ships working. 3. Okay, my bad. Okay, there's a 4th one right there, but it's not working, so it doesn't count. Right? But he doesn't have any farms. He's not really taking any of the shore fish. And as you can see, now he's behind the gaslight. And he's not going to win water either, because Gray's just outproducing him either. So it's a double whammy. Not only are you losing water, you're actually not going up to the next stage in time. Korea Buena looking pretty good on this map. Like, their position is much better over here. Plumed archers now coming out. A castle dropped on the Spanish player. The Mayans are definitely getting some revenge here for the conquest of the Americas. The less to be said about that, the better. Plumed archers just being annoying. Spanish player definitely wanted to go for conquistadors, but yeah, didn't get his town center up in time here. Now so abandon this with some vills. This is a rough position to be in. I mean, this sucks, right? If you're a nomad and you find yourself surrounded by your opponents. Now he's not surrounded, but he is in the worst position of them all, kind of isolated from his team and right next to 2 strong opponents. Okay, war wagons from the Korean player. That might piss off Korea Buena. They're like, that is our unit. Yeah, there you go. Look how pissed off they are at this. It's like, you are on the wrong side. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, isn't it the thing that Koreans never really made any of these war wagons? Like, the real Korean war wagon looked completely different than this. I think that's what I've read on forums, but I don't know about that. Anyways, Camel's pretty good at pushing his back. War wagons are strongest when you mass them, so it's gonna take a while for Red to get there. Also, a problem is that Yellow can't really defend himself right now, and there's a hole in the walls. Yellow's not gonna be happy here. Red lost his war wagons, and now you've got camels and scout cavalry in your base, which just not what you want to see. Of course, because Gray got the castle age faster, water meta is very punishing. It's all about getting up to the next stage as fast as you can. Because the moment you're behind, and Yellow is behind, far behind, still hasn't clicked up either. He's almost there. Needs 20 more food. Yeah, the moment you fall behind, like, you can't fight fire ships with fire galleys. There's no way. There's no way. He's gonna get pushed out of his docks here. He's still repairing this. So it looks like he's still gonna try, right? He's still gonna try. We'll see how that goes. Orange now losing the rest of his fish. Look how fast that went down. It's fire ships after all. He's being raided by plumes in the back of his economy. Knights in the front of his economy. Malian knights as well. So, you know, they're... Well, I don't know why I said that. Malian knights aren't anything special. Except when you get to the Farimba upgrade, which gives you +5 attack on your knights. Pretty good. It's actually pretty solid. Not the best Cavalier bonus. Malians don't get Paladin. But it's a good one. Fish traps now from the Malian player, which, you know, they're not cheaper. They're not cheaper with Malians. That used to be the case, but I guess that was too OP, but, no. Looks like Purple did, in fact, get his castle up, so at least there's that, but I'm not seeing any Conquistadors. Okay, now he queued one, so he just got that castle up, just got the Conquistador out. Question is it too late? Because Conquistadors are strongest in early castle age when there's no counter for them, right? There's gonna be counters on the field by now. Like, knights with +2. Okay, these knights do not have +2. I was just kind of clicking on them. Yellow is probably not loving life right now. He's not in castle age. He can't defend himself whatsoever. Red can't defend him as well, you know, because he's sending villagers forward. Is that a forward castle? I see. Yeah, red is busy pushing teal. So as teal is pushing yellow, red is pushing teal. But then we have the Indian player who's going to try to deny this. And, oh boy, that's a bunch of camels there. They have +3 pierce armor. Red wanted to drop a castle there, but that castle is going to get denied for now. Because he can't engage this whatsoever. He's going to drop the castle on the stone back here. If teal destroys this house, it's going to be much easier for green to engage this. Teal, delete the house, delete the house. Yes, awesome. That's the teamwork right there. The camels can now engage against the camels. And now red has to wall in his castle. Or else have it denied. I think it will go up because it's enough villagers. That is a lot of bills, but he's going to take some losses there. That castle goes up. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Good. The castle goes up. That's good. So at least there's the forward position here for Manuel Antonio. But they lost all the war wagons. That's not the fight he wanted to take. Camels do pretty well against war wagons, man. I think one of the best counters out there. Plumed archers now engaging against a few conquistadors. Again, conquistadors, they beat pretty much anything early castle age. But it's not early castle age. We're 29 minutes in right now. Let's see what the situation on water. I think gray's just kind of cleared up everything. I don't think they expect more fish. I think yellow has given up on the idea of going for water. But look how far yellow is behind right now. 29 vills. Desperately trying to keep these knights out. Has to be careful not to get an overjump over there. And he's not on water. He's not on land with any military. Like right now, if you wanted to go for knights, you're already far behind. So it's pikemen for him. But the camels get in, and yellow's gonna get destroyed by this. It's gonna force red to send all his war wagons back to deal with this. And yellow hadn't even reacted to this yet. So green's like, okay, well, if you're not reacting to this, I'll kill all your villagers here. The town center for yellow gets denied. This is disaster. If the first game was a strong performance by AAAOE, this game, now you can see what they were going for, right? They wanted to get to unique units for everyone, except the Teuton player. You know, go for a Rambai, go for Conquistador, go for War Wagon, and then have some Teuton Paladins to boot, right? But Buena just playing it well here. Getting out with the early aggression, delaying their opponents, and now it's blue that is up to Imperial Age first, denying Purple's castle over there. And by the time that AAAOE finally get their military rolling, they're just so far behind already. So far behind. And no, that's not because they didn't have the water, but they realize it's GG. They're like, let's go to our home map, try to get it to work there. And Buena ties up the set 1-1. Awesome stuff. Let me update the scoreboard here for a sec. There we go. Look at that. 1-1. Good stuff indeed. And this, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they played bad. It's just the approach maybe just not that great. I mean, everyone was talking, but then again, that Buena did that as well. Then Yellow was going to invest a lot into water here, but then ended up not winning water, and that was devastating to his economy. Like I said, like lots of villages on wood, like you would do on a normal nomad map, but this is not a normal nomad map. It's much better to use all that food right there. Get up to castellate fast, and then if you want to go to water, maybe spam. But again, it's barely worth it, right? It's literally barely worth it. I don't know. And on the other side, green and blue were doing a fantastic job stopping the Spanish player from getting to, you know, conquistadors, delaying the Burmese player. I think the plan was for orange here to sit in the back and basically just boom, right, while his teammates were holding on, you know, and allowing orange to get to a nice army of something. I guess I ran by then. I don't see why we're not letting the Teuton player boom then. Teuton player is much better at that than the Burmese player, but whatever. But yeah, just well played all around by the Korea La Buena team. Quickly look at the statistics here. I don't want to stay too long here because we are going to go to the last game of today, which will be the final game of this set as well. Yeah, look at the army count for Korea La Buena. I guess they definitely had their revenge for Red sniping Koreans from them. It's an outrage that the Korea La Buena team did not get Koreans. That they might have been upset about that as well. Of course, there's no way for me to know that, but I might, you know, I like to imagine that. I like to imagine that. Try to get into the player's head. Good economy here for the Indian player. No surprises there. Russian player as well. I mean, again, pretty clear. But yeah, look how far yellow was behind. It's because he played this as a standard nomad with Teutons, which aren't the best civ for that anyways. And then he lost water. You know, like, but it's a double whammy. Double whammy. Again, it was the first week of the tournament, so I don't think anyone was an expert on the maps. You should listen to my casting in the first week. I didn't know what I was talking about either, man. Even now, I barely know what I'm talking about. But at least I have some experience with the maps. I've seen enough of the maps to know what, you know, what works and what might not work. You know, like it's just a bit of experience, I guess. Yeah, and then we could look at the boom here. Very few villages for yellow because he never got to the second TC, and that does matter. Anyways, let's not stick around too long here. I know that you guys are excited for the last game of this set. It will be on Pampa. Okay, we're gonna go to Pampa here, the home map for AAAOE. So let's go. Without further ado, the third game. Let's go. All right. Well, welcome to the third game of the last set of the day. We have a 1-1 here between two Category A teams. It's Korea La Buena versus AAAOE. In the red here, we have Carlos Espelardo playing as the Japanese. I like that. In the yellow, we have Iskov playing as the Burgundians. I like that as well. In the purple, we have Berbers for Cornet. Love that. And then lastly, we have Italians for Manuel Antonio. Could work as well. Then on the other side, we have Enfig playing as the Chinese pick. Then we have Mur from Kim Jong-un. All right. We have Archer going Poles. A Poles pick. Okay, well, see, this is a surprise. We didn't know the Civ draft, so here we go. A Poles pick on this map. Interesting stuff. And last year, we have Kruger playing as the Byzantines in the blue. I like this. Now, the reason I like these two civs for blue and red is, we have seen this map today, but let me briefly explain it again. Pampa, it's all about, the different roles that the team members have. Red and blue always have a pond with fish between them, which they can fight over, which is why I like Japanese with the tanky fishing ships and the cheap lumber camps, so you can quickly get some fish out. And Byzantines with the better fire ships, I like that. Then there is a circle-shaped wooden forest, wood forest in the middle here. Atacama-like wood lines, like lots of. They're very thin in most places, so they can easily be ranged and things like that. You can also run through them easily as well. There's a hole right there, so look at that. You can get, it's deceptively safe, but the enemy can get all the way to the other side here, running through the forest. Although a wood line could, in theory, split the entire forest in two, which has happened before. There's some wood on the outskirts here with some relics as well. Not a lot of extra resources on the lowlands on this side. On the other side, the Pampas, they have some extra resources as well, some extra stones here and there. Lots of hills as well, which is why Tatar should be good in theory on this map. In practice, though, not so much. Of course, the orange player is the furthest away from the wood line, so I have to secure wood somehow. It's very open on this side. It's difficult to wall because of all those hills, so yeah. Oh yeah, that's Pampa. So let's look at the civilizations that the players have gone for, and let's kind of talk about, you know, do they work on this map? What do we think about that? So let's just start with polls, because we don't often see polls. This was the first week of the tournament as well. The civilization was just out at that point. It's been out for like a few months now. You know, it's really good. But like, people had not figured the civ out at this point, and I wonder, because what worries me about picking polls and Khmer together is that neither of these civilizations are really strong late game with heavy cavalry. Khmer doesn't get Paladin. It's more about Hussar spam. Poles don't get Paladin and don't get the final armor upgrade. It's more about spamming Castle Age Knights or then switching into Winged Hussars, right? It's both of those. And right there, full work. That's a special mill that the bulls can build. If you build a farm next to that, you get 10% of that food instantly taken away from the farm. So it does speed up your farming a bit. But yeah. So that's what worries me, right? Especially when you're up against Berbers and Burgundians here. Burgundians don't have the best late game heavy cavalry, but they get Paladin with almost full upgrades. They only lack bloodlines, which for Paladins is fine. It's okay. Especially since you're not up against another civ with a Paladin. So the Burgundian Paladins will beat the Polish Cavalier, like, even if they're cheaper. And then for Berbers, yeah, Berbers can make camels. And that immediately counters the entire opposition. Like, Poles and Khmer both struggle against camel play. So Berber player will probably play around with that. Then Italians versus Chinese. I mean, Chinese are just a great civilization, period. You know, like, that, not much to be said about that. Italians, you know, they're quite far away from sea where they shine. Italians are good in that they're aging up. It's cheaper, so it's less of a hurdle to cross. You know, it's less of an investment. But for the rest, they don't have that many bonuses immediately related to archer play beyond the cheaper university tag. So they do have Genoese crossbowmen though, so those are pretty good. They have a bonus against cavalry, so we'll see. And where is Orange going? Okay, he's gonna go to the gold on the other side of that. Okay, the gold has a nice shape. I like it. It's all symmetrical, like an omega sign. Alright, well, Green is scouting this giant exodus here to the woodline in the south, so at least he will know that Red is sending a load of villagers down here, which of course he will be interested in knowing, because that will be where the scouts go. And looks like Red has docked, already has 3 fishing ships out, and looks like Blue has docked as well, also has 3 fishing ships out. They will probably start fighting over this. Now, in my experience, I think if you're gonna fight over water and fish, you should wall this up. As Blue is taking a fight against the Feudal Age Scout. Blue, why are we doing that? Blue's gonna lose that fight. I don't think he realized that Yellow was in Feudal Age there. Feudal Age Scout get extra attack, so they should win against the Dark Age Scout. Yeah, so that's not good for Blue. In any case, yeah, like, just wall a bit. If you wall this off, wall the right side off, it's going to be much more difficult for your opponent to push you off of that fish. Especially that. You should also, of course, as Green is going to lose his scout as well, so both Blue and Green losing their scout, Red should probably wall this off somehow as well. Like, maybe wall that. Oh, imagine if he knew that this woodline went all the way around. If he walls this, it's already safe. If he walls this, the enemy can't even get around. You know, that's something that we know as spectators, but that's about it. Orange and gray kind of sparring over here. Purple and teal sparring over there. Like, that's all good. But yeah, just like walling off the sides. I think that's always worth it when you go for water like this. It's an easier wall up, I think, for Red. Yeah, it's easier for Red. They have a better wood line. They have better wood lines like this. That's good stuff. I don't know if there's a hole there. can't tell. Small trees. I can't. I can't turn on my small trees mod right now because I'm in a different patch. So it's completely bugged out, of course. So we'll once we get back to the playoffs, of course, we can go back to small trees so you all can see the holes in the walls before the player do. And I think there's a hole right there as well. Yeah, that right there is bamboo from the house, so that doesn't count. So I think we have another hole. Maybe. Unless that village is chopping a tree that's right next to the house, so maybe. Going on the other side, we have ourselves a skirmish in the Pampas. Orange with some archers here, no fletching. Gray, same thing, no fletching on the archers, but has a few more numbers here. So orange has to back up and reinforce. Let's see how this is going to go. This is, again, it's a tricky position to be in. And I must say, actually, you know what's funny? What's kind of funny to me? I think most times I've seen this map, the team in the bottom loses. I don't know why that is. But yeah, that might be why. And Pablo says, wow, still here? Yep, I am still here. I was going to cast... the plan was to cast 6 sets today. This is the last set and the last game of today. So after this, I will be signing up. But yeah, it was... I wanted to make up for the fact I hadn't really been online last week. I wanted to cast a whole bunch here. So here we go. Well, but great. Pushing up the hill. Pushing up the hill here. What a marathon. Yeah, 7.5 hours. Yeah, it's been quite a day here, but you know, I enjoy this a lot, so that's why it's fun for me to do this. And ooh, great. Oh, great. He's kind of out of position there. The scouts are not here to help, so purple wants to pounce on this. Yeah, thinks twice a bit. I think he could probably actually have pounced on that. I think he could. It's only 7 archers. It's not that many. Especially when there's no scouts around, which of course he didn't know for sure. But looks like Red has lost the fire ship war, so AAAOE is going to get pushed off of water on this side, which is not. It's not the biggest deal here. Pablo says, "I wish I could play with you the next time some 2v2 rank." You know, and I would be totally up for that, man. I would be totally up for that. Normally on Monday I do play with people. I do some mid elo casting. I play, you know, with viewers as well. So, you know, stop by next week Monday. We'll set that up. We'll get that arranged because I like that. Although warning, I am not that great at team games myself. So, you know, you'll probably have to carry me. Anyways, orange and purple pushing their way through the entrance of the base here. But teal has made a bunch of scouts. Has made more scouts than purple right now. So purple is just trying to dodge shots here. There's more archers as well from gray. So I think orange and purple, realizing they're kind of far out here, are going to have to back up here. Yeah, they'll have to run away, or else orange will lose his archers, and that is not good. That's not good. AAAOE kind of losing ground on both sides now. You know, they lost the water. Archers in the back here. Lost the water over here, so blue will be very happy with that. With the free food he's gonna get from this. And now they're also losing ground on the left as well. Archers going down for orange here. Ay. Yeah, I mean, he's not dead yet or anything, and we're still in the feudal age. We're all fine. But, oh, blue, green managing to get into the wood line for yellow. Yeah, yellow. I mean, he might have assumed that this was walled off, or maybe that there was no way to get through, but getting punished for it now. Has to defend with spears, but I think he lost like 3 or 4 villages right there in the wood line. And also, yellow is pushed off of half of his wood line now, so, not ideal by any means. He's probably signaling to purple right now, like, yo, we've got some scouts in the back. Gotta be careful. But purple, he did actually wall up his wood lines there, so he should be fine. In the meantime, gray made it to the back of orange's base, and orange is off of gold as well. There's nice omega gold right there. It won't be able to queue more archers right now. As you can see, look at the production. There you go. That is what being off of gold means. And the house walls fail. And all the villages have to abandon again. This is a disaster for AAAOE. It's a disaster right now. This is their home map as well, you know? This is their home map. But, like, looks like Korea Buena, they showed up to play here. They knew how to play this map. They were aware of what the features were. And, oh, no wonder. Look at that. That's how they got in so fast. I was already like, how the hell did this army get in so quick? There's a hole right there. I don't know if that's the way they used. Actually, it makes more sense they walked around, but now they escaped easily, so yeah. Orange will probably be like, let me plug that hole there. There you go. Hard to see, man. It's Pampa. It's so much elevation, so it's difficult to see. The orange is trying to escape with some villagers here as teal and gray are on the hunt. Even pre-towered his wood line. Try to keep it safe. We'll probably have to fight with villagers here. You gotta fight with vills. Fight with Bill. Oh no, Orange, don't send him back that way. Oh, that's Gray. And Gray saw that, and Gray's hungry for the Vill kills here. And now Orange is fighting with Vills, but now it's too late. And all these Vills are going to go down right there. Really nice Vill picks. Buena is just stomping AAAOE right now. It's not even close. But maybe on the other side, on land, maybe green and blue could get hit here by red and yellow. And yellow's actually doing a great job picking up some villagers that were on the deer right there. Very good stuff. Blue is going to go try to push him away with the spearman. Go for them, Carlos Belado. You always has a card to play. He's doing good for now. Red, I mean, if red and yellow can manage to maybe push this back on land, they still have a shot. Because, of course, blue has invested a lot in water. He's not really invested a lot in land here. He's actually just gone for skirmishers. So maybe, you know, that might be dangerous for Correa Buena over here. I mean, AAAOE is behind, but they're not dead. Definitely not dead here. And the skirmishers, of course, as you can see, don't do anything against these scouts. So blue's not even trying to kill that. He's trying to hit these archers. And the red, bringing them back, he does not want to lose them. The skirmish will go down right now for the Byzantines player. The Byzantine player is, of course, ahead. Should be ahead with the food count here, the Vill count. 40 villagers, which includes fishing ships as well. The fish will start running out at some point, but if, of course, it's free fish, we'll be very happy. Villado is the best football DT ever. Oh, really? Football isn't football, right? Well, let's hope that helps him in here as well. Well, it's green up against Villado and Iskov by himself right now. So, yeah, he's probably have to... Soccer for you. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I'm Dutch, so I would call it football as well. In Dutch, it's voetbal. So, yeah, I totally understand you there. It's just weird Americans calling it soccer. It makes no sense. It's because they think their football is the real football, which it totally isn't. You know, you hold that ball, so... These crossbows will be picked off by red. We should look on the other side as well here. Looks like Gray's coming forward with some villagers. That might be a siege workshop that he's thinking about. Oh, no, Dutch is the Netherlands. It's the country right next to Germany. So we're close to Germany, but we're not German. Yeah, I'm from the south part of the Netherlands. It's called Limburg, if you've ever heard of it. Southeasternmost province, you know. The only place in the Netherlands where they have some decent hills. I'll misunderstand. Don't worry about it, Pablo. Like, you know, you have no idea how many times it's happened to me when I try to say to people that I'm Dutch and they think I'm from Denmark, which is way worse to me. I am not from Denmark, damn it. That's because of Hollywood. Like, seriously, as Gray and Teal are fighting over here, seriously, every time they film in Amsterdam, right? A lot of movies, they go to Denmark instead of Amsterdam because Amsterdam is too expensive to film in, apparently. Like, if you've ever seen that movie Euro Trip, they go to Amsterdam, right? That's not Amsterdam. That's Denmark. Yeah, it's just a little pet peeve of mine, I guess. Any case, I shouldn't be talking about Hollywood in this game. We should be talking about Orange kind of getting destroyed by Gray and Teal over here. He's holding on for now. Excellent movie. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie, though. Nothing against the movie, for sure. That tower is not going to last long now. The knights do get to the base of it. A siege workshop forward as well. So yeah, Gray and Teal, they're looking to do some damage here. But in the meantime, red and yellow are in the back of green's base. So green and blue are, you know, even though blue has the fish, they're still behind now. Because the switch into land has been more successful for, you know, for the team with the Japanese and the Burgundians. And I think you got to look back to that Poles pick, you know. pulse, maybe not the strongest civ until you get a castle up, which, as you can see, green is quite anxious to get that castle up. I think green is also not really on wood right now. No, he has no wood line whatsoever. So green has no wood. He basically needs to get a castle up somewhere on a wood line. You know, maybe to the front here, somewhere, to secure some wood control for himself, because right now he has nothing. And yellow and red, they're like, okay, well, we'll just go over to teal. You know, teal is fighting over here. He's like, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. And now he's going to get hit in the back. Let's see what the reaction time is like. Ooh, red and yellow are even more sneaky. They're patient as well. Okay, teal reacting to that immediately. Very good. Kim Jong-un keeps a tight control over his people. Loses 2 villagers there, but yeah. I mean, he's aware of this now, but he's probably going to be like, yo, dudes, this is your guys' problem. Why is it in my base? Yeah, so yellow is killing a lot of vills right there. Oh, that sucks for teal. That is not the kind of hits that he wants to take. Actually could have hopped in all these houses here, but only now thought about it as Khmer. I mean, at least, you know, as teal deletes most of these buildings, at least they will get the clear up here, which is good for them. But at the same time, yellow now hitting green because green sent his army to the left. And now suddenly green has no defenses whatsoever. Got the castle up on the gold right now, but that still doesn't secure long-term wood for him. Losing a lot of villages on the right. This is a really good play by yellow. Like, you lose one army on the left, in the meantime you hit on the right. This is great diversion tactic, and look at this. In the same time, teal and gray's push is kind of stalling out a little bit. I mean, orange is just holding this on with the castle, is actually gone for Genoese crossbowmen, which I really like. Because they're good against, you know, they're just as strong as crossbows, if not a bit stronger. They have a little bit less range though, but they are very good against cavalry. So if you're on your own, definitely Genoese crossbowmen are the way to go. Now let's see if the Polish player can get the Szlachta privileges, you know, which gives your knights a gold discount. So basically they're only 30 gold or something like that, which is really cheap for knights. You can really spam knights that way. It's a thing that people thought was going to get nerfed, but I guess it didn't. The only problem is you are 2 attack behind your cavalier opponent here. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Karela Buena still has the great position here on this hill in front of Orange's base. You know, it's definitely going to be difficult for Orange to push this back. But red and yellow have done a lot of damage on the right side. As you said, Bilardo and Iskov, man, they did it. They're doing it right now. They are carrying AAAOE. So even though the score might not suggest it, it's actually really close right now. And green right now, they're not pushing on the right side, they're just chasing. And again, yellow hitting the farming economy, and teal's probably like, no, what, again? Again. And it makes sense. I mean, they might actually just go after teal because he's called Kim Jong-un, maybe. Okay, there you go. Using that Khmer bonus to hop into the houses. I like that, because those villagers would have been dead otherwise. And now red making his way to green's base. And green wanted to get the wood finally. No wood for you. It's because you castled your gold. Look how many villages on gold he has. And that's kind of bad if you think about it, because your knights are supposed to be cheaper, right? That tells me he's probably buying wood for farms. Because he can't have the wood for farms, right? He's not on. He doesn't have a lot of wood economy right now. This is it, like these little clumps of wood. He has to be buying stuff. There's no way. And now the score switch. AAAOE takes the score lead here. So even though the early game looked a bit dicey for them, they're taking some really good fights over here. Yeah, look at that. There might be cheap knights, but they still lose to the cavalier, especially when you you know, you lack the final attack upgrade here. And teal and gray can finally now, you know, they might be over here. They might be pushing purple and orange, but orange and purple have done a great job stalling this out. Like, orange is not dead. He's booming right now. He's just getting his economy rolling. Purple is not dead. He's just holding this as good as he can. Okay, but blue is finally getting into play. I like this. Blue castles where I think green should have castled. So I like this a lot. Blue wants to secure some long-term wood. And now Yeah, that was it. That was some TC as well, huh? Okay, Blue realizes that. Now he's going to go forward with a large army, lots of crossbows in there as well. Teal and Gray are still getting a lot of kills here, but now, ooh, Orange actually helping out with some Genoese crossbowmen. Numbers for Purple looking really good. He is thinking about this. He is thinking about attacking his army right now. That is 40 crossbows. If Gray loses his army, that is going to be a difficult thing. And Bellardo is going to go to Imperial Age. And yes, he is the key. That's true. Both red and yellow, both going imp here. And I'm not seeing imp from the other side. Are AAAOE going to do this? Peter Cup says go AOE, and it looks pretty good for them. The surrounds coming in from both sides here. Yellow from one side, purple from the other. Orange could even delete these palisade walls. Should delete these palisade walls. This is going to be a disaster for Correa La Buena. Gray's gonna lose all his crossbows here. Teal's losing all his knights. And then suddenly, red and yellow will be in Imperial Age. What a fight. I mean, granted to Gray, like, he's still moving away here with his crossbow, still microing away, but he's gonna lose every single one of them. Like, he's trying to run away here. He might even sit in this little hole, but that's not gonna save you, not when there's siege around. Oh! Jesus Christ, what a shot! I am so glad I did not have these crossbows selected, because my game would have crashed 100%. What a giant mangonel shot. That was 30 crossbows dead in one shot. Jesus Christ. And so switched this game right back into the hands of AAAOE. Firmly into their hands. I don't think that the blue is going to be able to push them to the other side. Not with this many crossbows that are going to be arbalests in just a second here. What a swing! It looked so good for Correa La Buena. They were pushing orange and purple. They were doing so well, but yellow with the raids in the back of the economies for teal and green. Green and blue without a push on their own side. You know, green with the wood economy as well. And then that giant fight and the mangonel shot. And now suddenly Correa La Buena is just dying. And unfortunately, when you lose that many crossbows in a blink of an eye, you cannot just rebuild them. And they realize it's GG. They call it quits here as they're being pushed on the other side by Arbalest. What a performance for AAAOE to come back at that end, because they were definitely behind there. But my God, that switched so fast. The swing, my neck hurts. That's how much of a whiplash that was. Well, looks like AAAOE will get the win here. Of course, they know that it's been 6 weeks since this win, of course. But yeah, this was a good set. This was a good series indeed. Kind of waiting for Blue to call it here. I don't know what Blue's waiting for. But okay, there he goes. He realizes Blue. Yeah, no way, no way. Maybe he still wanted to take a fight with his crossbows before the last armor crate come in, but the last armor crate was in. He now makes it the imp, but it is a classic imp to the GG here. So, GG. This was a really good set. I am glad that I decided to cast this after all. This was a great set. Really good stuff. And that swing at the end, and that, my God, that giant, juicy mangonel shot. I wish we could see it again, but it's going to be too much effort to get back to that shot. Unfortunately, this is not capture rage, because that would totally crash on me. I can't even use capture rage right now anyways, because it's not the updated version. So, wow. So, yeah, what went wrong here for Correa La Buena, I guess? They won water, they had a solid position on the right. You know, at the start of feudal, like throughout feudal age. They had a great push going on. Like, the fights were much better here. The moment that orange and purple lost their forces over here, you know, gray and teal, they snowballed that in a nice push going forward. And orange and purple, they were defending, but they were definitely struggling. But it was red switching into land economy together with yellow. They were much better at that transition to land here than the Pulse player. And this castle just not up fast enough to go for that, to slack that privileges if you were going to spam with them. And then the raids from yellow in the back, you know, it diverted a lot of attention from teal away from the front, forced them to bring units back, killed a lot of villagers as well. That you saw the momentum was kind of slipping, and then the huge fight over here, the huge shot over here, and then suddenly, poof, all the advantage was gone, and then red and yellow are an imp, And then what do? Nothing. Just nothing. So yeah, just great play. Showing again that you do not need this fish. You do not need the fish. Like, it's nice to have, but it's not critical. You can still win without it, which I like. I like it when stuff like this in maps aren't game winning, right? Like it's, oh, I have to fish, therefore I win. No, it's like I have to fish, therefore I have a better shot at winning. But you know, it's yeah. As you can see, not always a guaranteed win. Let's have a look at the statistics here. Oh, man. Poor Gray there with the KD. Oh, that sucks, man. He lost so many crossbows there at the end. That was rough. The KD for Teal, not the best either. He was up against Berbers, which is difficult, right? The Berber player can always switch in some camels, and then as a Khmer player, you are, well, at a loss there. Wow, the KDs were like negative at the end for the entire Buena team. Just that end fight swung that entire thing back into the favor of AAAOE. But even before that, I'd say their position was getting better and better there. Great kills here for Yellow there. The raids were important. It was raids, and then the push from Red on the other side, that was good. Burgundian economy, as usual, very solid. And look at that, even without the fish, Red still had a better economy than the Byzantine players. So it's not like fish is the end all of this map, for sure. So yeah, that's good. Let's look at the booms here as well. Yeah, and that's also a thing. The Vil counts here, I didn't really pay attention to that because, well, it was such an explosive game, we didn't have time. But yeah, Vil counts overall better for AAAOE. So the longer the game goes, the better it gets for them. So like right around here, you saw that Buena's control was starting to slip. And then this happened. Just look at that. Boom. That was a Mega L shot right there. That was, I mean, this was just the death stroke, pretty much.